what does the queen do? She grabs hold of his arm and she starts kissing his arm, right? She now tries to play the card of trying to entice this individual. As she's doing this, the king, he walks into this scene as well. She gets very embarrassed and she plays a charitar here, saying, "Oh my surma, oh my king, I have a doubt on this Brahmin. I think he's robbing Mushk Kapoor. Since Kapoor is also very valuable, it's very expensive as well, right?" And she's saying that I was just smelling him to see if this person really had this substance on him. Instead of trying to question his wife, what happens is, just because his wife called him a warrior king, he says, "Oh my wife, you are tan. You are so smart, you're so blessed." Guru Sahib calls him a murk, a foolish intellect. Why is he foolish? Because he got so pumped up just by hearing his own ustat. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Saad Sangat Ji, welcome back to the next episode of the Charitropakhyan series. Today we're exploring the 27th Charitar. And in this Charitar, Guru Sahib starts off with a Chopei stanza. And they say, "Chopei kank naam dijbar ik suna." So this is a new story now, new Charitar. And within this Charitar, there is a male who we're introduced to, whose name is Kank. So he's a Dijbar, and Dijbar, if you guys remember, Dijbar means pandit. So a scholar, a vidwan, a religious figure. So there was a pandit whose name was Kank. Pade Puran Shastra Bahuguna. He was quite well educated within the Indian Indic system of Purans, Shastras, Veds. So these are different texts that within the Indian community one would read to become a scholar. So there's 4 Veds, there's 18 Purans, and there's many Shastras. So these are different Purans, or you could say the mythological texts. Veds are filled with Gyan of Karam Khand, of Karam Kand, Gyan Kand, and so on and so forth. And the Shastras are what you can say contains the Rat Maryada of an Indian person, of a Hindu person. Okay, so Atta Sundar Tehirup Apara, alongside having these type of guns, these virtues of being very educated and being a scholar and knowing all these different grunts, he was also very beautiful as well, very handsome. Atta Sundar, bahut jyada matlab sundar unhone roop si, apar jira chista para varni si, so they're very handsome as well. Sur leo jante ujiara, it's almost like they received their beauty, or the sun received the beauty from them. Either they're saying that Sur leo jante ujiara, it seems like he's received the light. Ujiara means prakash, the radiance from the sun. As in, that's how beautiful he is. That's how handsome he is. Dij ko roop adhik tab so hai. Dij meaning again Brahman. His form, his physique was so hai or sobdasi sansara, which he was very well respected within society. He was well acknowledged that he's a very handsome person in society. Sur narnag, Asur manmoha, and he would steal the minds of anyone that would see him, anyone that would be come into contact with him. He would entice their minds, as that people would feel like, wow, he's such a handsome guy, and he speaks very clever. He speaks very smart as well. Lambe kes chakke kungarare, he had beautiful hair as well, black hair, just like a black bumblebee. Nan jan do bane katare, and his nan means eyes, do means two. Both of his eyes were like katare, like strong, like sharp knives. So as in, whoever he would look at with his eyes, it would pierce their soul. So these are all different guns of his that Guruji's creative, in a very creative way, describing. Bayom Kala Rani Rasapari. And within this story now, there's another individual we're introduced to, who is a female. Her name is Bayom Kala. She is a Rani, she's a queen, and she's filled with a lot of youth. Raspari means she's filled with youth. But she's married to a king, Rai, Bird Rai, Sut Hit Dokjari. And she's married to a king who is very old. Bird means old, Rai means king, who's very old. And the biggest pain that she's having in this relationship is that her husband is not able to help her conceive. Her husband is not able to provide her with a child. So this is the biggest pain she has in her relationship. Tinatriya po kang so chaha. So one day, because when her city, she's a queen, she knows about all the parja, or all the people that live in the citizens of her city, right, or of her desh, of her country. Because she knows everyone, she knows about Kank as well, this Brahmin that we were speaking of. And since he's very highly respected, and he's intelligent, plus he's very handsome, she thought, why not I engage in a relationship with this man, and he can provide me with a child, right? So this is her ichha, this is her desire. Le Kapoor avato gaha. So one day she finds him, Kank. He's walking down, and he's holding kapoor, mushk kapoor, in his hands. And mushk kapoor is a waxy substance that smells very good, and it has a lot of health benefits as well. It's naturally derived from a certain tree bark. So she sees him coming with this mushk kapoor. Triya dijbar so bachan uchare. She comes in front of him and she says to him, Pajho aaj tum hame pyare, oh mere pyare, I really like you. Why don't you come and engage in a relationship with me? Why don't you, embrace me as your own, as yours, basically. Kankanata ki mani kahi. On the other side, Kank, this Brahmin, he thinks, and he thinks that this isn't right for me to do, right? Because she already is someone else's wife, and it would go against my dharam, it will go against my way of thinking, my morals, my ethics, to engage in this so-called relationship, right? So he flat out denies her. He rejects her. At least it's not mentioned here if he educates her or not. But from what we've learned about this Brahmin so far, Kank, is that he's educated, right? And he's educated in all the different shastras, the Veds, and so on, the Purans and everything. So therefore, we can surmise that he will be making this choice of saying no through his educated mentality, through his intellect. He will be saying no. So he says no to her, he rejects her. Rani Bahe Jor Tanagahi. And what does the queen do? This queen, Beom Kala, she grabs hold of his arm. And then Dohra Gahe Chumban Lagi Karan Nripatak Nikseo Ai. She grabs hold of his arm and she starts kissing his arm. She now tries to play the card of trying to entice this individual. Kank, so she starts kissing his arm, and guess what happens? As she's doing this, the king, he's taking a stroll, and he walks into this scene as well. Tab triya kiya charitra ek adik hirday sukchai. And at that moment, her heart gets very embarrassed. And so hirda hun suk ke sankoch ke o boldi hai. So with that kind of heavy heart, embarrassed, shirabinda hoke, she's now going to address her husband, and she plays a charitar here. Guru Sahib says, Tab triyat kiya charitar ek. So then she plays a charitar. What does she do? Ya dijbar te main prami sun raja mamsoor. She says, oh my surma. She addresses her husband, saying, oh my surma, oh my king, my warrior king. I have a doubt on this Brahmin. I have a doubt on this Kank, that he may be a robber of some sorts, because Jin in Charitropakhyan kachu sungat huti kapoor. I think he might be a robber of some sorts. I think he's robbing mushk kapoor. since kapoor is also very valuable, it's very expensive as well, right? So she accuses him of being some type of robber, which is robbing this substance, yeah. And for that reason, I was smelling him, right? The reason I grabbed his arm and I was, she was kissing him, but she's saying that I was just smelling him to see if this person really had this substance on him, right? So Sur naam sun moor mat at harkat peo ji. So that the king, right? What happens? Instead of double thinking about this, or trying to question his wife or to examine the situation, what happens is, just because his wife called him a warrior king, yeah, he felt so happy about that, right? He felt so he got so filled up because of that. Sur naam sun moor mat. Guru Sahib calls him a murk, yeah, a foolish intellect. Why is he foolish? Because he got so pumped up just by hearing his own ustat. At harkat means happy. He got so happy, at mean a lot. He got so happy hearing just his ustat, that singat hutti kabur kah tanya E13. Hearing that his wife is searching or investigating this Brahmin, he says tan. Oh my wife, you are tan. Oh my wife, you are so smart, you're so blessed, you're so high, that you have found this subject who might be a robber, right? And basically guilty until proven innocent kind of method he's going with here. But anyways, so what we're learning from this charitra here is that the king, just from hearing his ustat, his ability to address the situation was affected. He was not able to see the situation from a third person angle, which he should have, right? Instead, he got so infatuated by hearing his own ustat that he got blinded, And this very same way, the overlaying story here of Raja Charitra Singh is exactly that, right? He's so pumped up by his wife that he cannot see that she is falsely accusing his son, right, Hanuman Singh. So it all kind of comes back to that beginning point, that beginning story of how these charitras are slowly addressing that main concern that Raja Charitra Singh has. Yeah. So Sahaj Singh ji, I thank you for joining me on this episode, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one ji. Bol chukati khima bakshini ji. Vaheguru ji ka khalsa, Vaheguru ji ki fateh.